Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Matthews, Lost Camo, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, New Archery Products, Tanks, Carbon Express, Stealth Cam, Moose Utility Division, Lacrosse Footwear, Scent Blocker, Pine Ridge Archery, and Can Cooker.
Well, it's the middle of August. It's the time that we've all been waiting for. These bucks are finally getting ready to shed their velvet, and more importantly, now is when you can actually see the inches that they've got, Justin.
Yeah, you know, Todd, it's amazing to look at some of the photos we were getting at the end of July,
Right.
where you kind of think, you know, these bucks are just about done growing, but I tell you, from that end of July to like mid-August, they can put on some pretty good inches. We've had some deer that have really, you know, blown up that we're excited about, and like we've been telling you guys, this episode is all about the hit list and the bucks our guys are going to be chasing this fall.
Yep. Well, let's not waste any more time. I mean, we literally have got probably over, I would say, at least 30 to 40 different bucks to show you. So let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at the deer that we're going to be chasing this fall.
Hey guys, John Herrmann here. I am coming at you from underneath an apple tree in west central Wisconsin here in Chippewa Falls. I wanted to give you guys an update on how my summer's going. I own a lawn care business here in west central Wisconsin, and we had a very late start to our spring. As you saw on my turkey hunting videos, we were hunting in snow up until May up here. So that really compacted my season and really put a crimp on any of my summer fun stuff. So anyways, I guess enough whining about me not being out in the woods enough. It is what it is, and come fall I'll be out there just as much as I always am. But as for my hit list bucks, I know I had some really good bucks last year that nobody put a tag on. We're up in wolf country, northern Wisconsin, so it's never a sure bet that they're going to make it through the winter, but we're hoping that some of them make it through. We just have not gotten any of them to stand in front of a camera yet. We've got some pictures of some decent bucks, some up-and-comers, and I'm going to show you these here right now. But as of right now, John Herrmann does not have a hit list buck on film, so it is what it is. And it seems like our crew's either feast or famine this year. We've got some guys down south that have lots and lots and lots of shooter bucks on film, and I know there's some of the other crew like me that don't have anything yet. So fall's only 5 weeks away up here. I'm just going to get through my lawn stuff. I'll have some hit list bucks on film by then, so hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys an updated list on my hit list. I'm going to be able to give you an update on that food plot that I started up in northern Wisconsin, and hopefully I'll be able to put down a big buck over that this fall. And until next time, Bowhunt or Die, baby.
Well, it's July 30th. As you can see, it's mist and rain. Came out here to do a hit list video real quick up here at the house. Got a couple bucks that I know for sure are still out there. We got a buck I call 6x. He's a stud 4-year-old here. This was last year, right at 172 as a 6x6 typical. I got these shorter G2s which hurt him, but this year as a 5-year-old, I'm hoping he'll be in the 175, 180 range. We got Cactus Jack. He'll be on my hit list until the day I die probably, because we don't know where he is, but you know, this was 2 years ago. He was 185 here. His brow tines are all chewed up because I found these in August, but last year we had him 7 different encounters with him with the bow and just never could seal the deal on video. And last time I seen him was November 7th, and I got pictures of him November 8th on a trail camera, and then he just vanished. And like a week after that, there was rumors going around there was a big poached deer up there in the ditch, and you know, we're trying to get the eyeballs on it, but they took the whole body. So he's the only deer up there that hasn't showed up yet. So hopefully he'll wander over in front of me this fall. Got a buck that I call Snakes. He's got these dagger, I don't know what you call them, dagger kickers, I guess. He got them on both sides. He's not a real high scoring deer, but I think he was 5 last year. One of those deer that probably isn't going to get in the Boone range, but definitely got some cool characteristics. And he walks by me, he's in trouble. And then I got a buck I call Stud Muffin. This was on my hit list last year. He was 2 here, where this shed was taken. And last year at 3, he was probably 165. I got a bunch of pictures of him. And never really hunted that farm. I was busy going after Cactus Jack pretty much my whole season. So didn't get to hunt a couple of my other farms as much as I wanted to. So I never laid eyes on him, but I know he's still alive. And after bow season, I got 1 picture of him. And then I got a picture of him the other day. Can't really tell it's him unless you know what you're looking for, but he's got the big palmation here again. And hopefully I'll get some better pictures for you guys here before too long. Checked a couple cameras today where Cactus Jack lives. He wasn't on them, but got a picture of the big 9 that Frankie put a sneak on last year and couldn't seal a deal. Busted him and took off across the field. Clinton got some really cool video of that hunt. He was probably 145 last year as a 3-year-old 9-pointer. He exploded this year. He's probably going to be pushing mid-160s this year as a 9-pointer with a kicker. And then a buck that we call Splitter. He's a big 10 with matching split G2s, looks like a big mule deer. Got some good velvet footage of him last year that you saw on the web show. And he is a little bit bigger, but not much. He's 5 years old this year, and he's just one of those deer that just stays the same. It seemed like the last 3 years he just hasn't grown but maybe 5 inches. So, he's on the hit list now that he's 5, and there's going to be a lot of deer that show up here in the next month. It seems like August is always a hot month for big deer to get up on their feet. I think you'll see a lot of big deer hit the dirt this year from us, and hope you guys have good luck.
Hey guys, my name is Todd Larson and this is my son Chase. We're the father-son team hunting up here in northern Wisconsin. And what we're doing today is we're out here enjoying the beautiful day up here in the North Woods and kind of coming up with the rest of the plan for the fall hunting season. We just came back from a 40 that we hunt down the road and we were checking our cameras and things like that. Not a whole lot happening. We saw some does, we have some fawns. We don't have any bucks coming in, walking through, doing whatever. We changed the cameras around, maybe they're in a different area there, I don't know. We're just going to have to let this one play out. But in the meantime, something really cool has happened, and that's with one of our friends up in Ely, Minnesota. You guys know him as Mike Fitzgerald or Fitz on the bowhunting.com forums. And what he's done is he's extended that invitation for my son and I to go hunt up in Ely, Minnesota, and that's just 14 miles south of the Canadian border. And what it is, it's big woods hunting, it's deep woods, and it's really going to be kind of a cool adventure. Chase, what do you think about this one?
Well, obviously we're really excited to go hunt it, and very fortunate and able to. But there's 3 big bucks that we're looking at harvesting this year: Blade, Buster, and Whistler. This year we haven't seen any signs of Whistler from what Fitz has been telling us and showing us through trail cam pictures and stuff like that. But Blade and Buster, they're there this year. They're big. They're ready to hopefully get shot this fall.
Yeah, with that being said, Fitz has a thread on the forums, and it's on the bow hunting thread, and it's Fitz's journal. He'll have that every year. He does it every year, and it's just great pictures, and it tells about every hunt that he is on each and every day. But it's going to be a cool adventure for us. We're going to be in canoes going across the lake, and who knows what we're going to see. We have wolves up there, we have bears, we have moose, and it's just, it's a dream of Chase's to actually go up there and do something like that.
Yeah, it might be funny, but, everybody's always cornfields or doing stuff like that. It's always been a dream of mine to actually go out on water in the dead of night, right in the morning, and head out to a deer stand and, start your hunt from there. With that being said, Dad, do you have anything else?
Yeah, bow hunt or die.
Bow hunt or die.
I'm extremely excited to get back in the woods this fall. September 28th can't come soon enough. not only will I be back in the woods doing what I love, but this will be my first year filming for Bowhunt or Die. Here's some of the giants that I'll be chasing around southeastern Ohio. The first buck on my hit list is a buck that literally lives in my backyard. He's a short-browed, wide 8-point. I got pictures of him just the other day, June 29th. It looks like he put on some mass from last year to this year, and hopefully his tines just keep growing in length. The next buck I'm excited for this fall is a buck that I have pictures from 2011 and 2012. In 2011, he was no more than a 2.5-year-old scraggly 8-point. In 2012, he grew into a unique 9-point with stickers. I passed him up the opening day of 2012 season. Hopefully his trend continues, and at 4.5 this year, he doubles in size. The third buck on my list is a buck that I also have history with from the past 2 seasons. I passed him up early in the 2012 season. He's by far the fattest, biggest body deer that I've ever laid eyes on. Hopefully his rack catches up to his body size, and if he does, he'll be a definite shooter. One of the bucks that's outsmarted me for the past several seasons is a mature 5.5-year-old, mainframe 10 with stickers. He shows up all the time on my camera sites, but I've only had the opportunity to see him one time on a hunt. Seems like as soon as he rubs off his velvet, he becomes 99% nocturnal. Season opens, he's nowhere to be found. Hopefully, this season, he forgets what time it starts. The last buck that I'm most excited for is a buck that I patterned perfectly last year. I couldn't have done a better job. He came in on camera, and I shot right underneath him. He's a big, wide, massive, heavy 12-point with 4 stickers. If he made it through to this 2013 season, he'll be my #1 buck on my hit list. Hopefully I can bring you the concluding story to one of these Ohio whitetails. Stay safe and hunt hard, and keep watching Bowhunt or Die.
Good morning, Neal McCullough checking in from my southeastern Minnesota hunting spot. This is my wife's hometown, and we like to come down here to visit family, and I also get the chance to bow hunt on some of their family property, which is really pretty awesome. This year has been really a fun one, where we welcomed a new member to our family, George. He's 15 months old now, and starting to get interested in a lot of different things. He's really into being outdoors, and we take him to events and those kinds of things. I think he'll definitely be a future bow hunter. My wife doesn't bow hunt, but last year I did get her to come into the deer stand with me one time. It was pretty fun. We saw a few deer. Yeah, just those two are pretty much on my mind when I'm sitting in a deer stand trying to get it done. Okay, now for my hit list. This year we'll start in Minnesota. I have 3 bucks that are on the hit list. The first are a pair of bucks that I've got pictures of this year. The first one I know, his name is Ears. I have history with him from 2010 and 2011, and he disappeared last year. And this year he showed up again. He's a great buck. He's a huge 8-pointer, and he's got a drop tine off of his left side. So hopefully I get a crack at him. There's also another buck that's showing up with him I'm calling Pronghorn. He's got a really unique left side. His right side is a standard 4-point side, and his left side is like it shoots straight up and prongs into 4 points. Really a unique, non-typical deer. So I have those two non-typicals running together. I got probably 8 or 10 different pictures of those guys, so hopefully they stick around this fall and I get a crack at them. The third buck in Minnesota is a buck called Palms. He's a 3.5-year-old 10-pointer. I got quite a few pictures of him in a few different spots on the farm, so hopefully I get a crack at him, and Minnesota pays off for me this year. And finally, Wisconsin. We have quite a few different bucks that we'll be chasing in Wisconsin this year. The #1 buck, without a doubt, is a buck that we call Ghost. He's a beautiful 12-pointer this year. Last year he was 11-pointer. We have tons and tons of pictures of him. He's sort of very white, characteristic looking, white in the face, white antlers, white velvet. We also got a great stealth cam video of him working a scrape last year. For sure, this is the best buck on the property and number one on the hit list for us this year. Number 2 is a buck we call Broke Brow. This buck we have quite a few pictures from last year, and as well as we had an encounter with him in the early part of November. We were able to actually call him, and he responded and came straight at the tree and actually ended up spotting us in the tree and wouldn't cross the fence, so we weren't able to get a shot. He was actually on the neighbor's property, so we had to let him walk. Also have a great stealth cam, a couple of stealth cam videos of him in early September. And finally, we have a buck that we're calling Grant's 8. This is a great buck that my camera guy, Grant, had a chance on a foggy morning in October of last year. This buck is very characteristic looking with a big swooping front. He's a good buck. He showed up again this year, so we'll be chasing him. We have probably 3 or 4 other really good bucks that have just appeared that we don't have any history with, but would definitely be bucks that we would think about shooting. So Wisconsin really is shaping up to be pretty good this year. So overall, the hit lists are set. Looking forward to this year. I'm hoping that that this year will be a bounce back year for me. I got a couple does last year, and this year I'd like to hopefully get a buck down for Bowhunt or Die.
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Alex.
And we hunt out of Michigan and Ohio. Last year in Michigan, we got hit really hard with the EHD disease. Kind of came in and took out a lot of deer on our farm. So we have a really small hit list in Michigan this year. We're going to try to manage a little bit and kind of get back to where we were. We have got one deer that we are really looking to get this year. His name is Siete. He's a 7-pointer and just doesn't have the greatest genes, so it's kind of our number 1 buck in Michigan on the farm this year.
Last year I filmed him in the Velvet. He was a 7-pointer then. We had 0 encounters with him during hunting season, so he may become a ghost again this year. It's hard to say, but you know, that's what we're gonna have to do to manage the herd. Is we're gonna pass up as many bucks as possible. We figure he's a good one to get out of there, and other than that, we'll just try and shoot a couple does and have some fun, and in a couple years be back at it again. This year in Ohio, we've got lots of pictures. I think we have over 1,200 buck pictures alone. So we've gone through and found out that Lindsay's not very picky, which is good because it's entertaining for me to get to behind the camera and you know that there's a good chance that we'll get a crack at something. But the good thing is that we've managed the farm for the last 5 or 6 years that we've been leasing it, and it's just been getting better and better. So this year we have about 5 or 6 bucks that I would say I'm definitely going to be targeting. But the number 1 deer that we're after this year, we nicknamed him Gimp. He's got a broken right leg. He has a huge limp. We saw him last year, the second or last day of the season. He was a really nice 140-inch 8-point. He was hobbling really bad into the sanctuary that we have that we don't go into, and he's back again this year. We never thought he'd make it to the winter.
One of the other deer in Ohio that we'll be after this year is a deer we call PBR, and you'll know it when you look at him, but he's huge. He kind of looks like a bull almost, so that's kind of where he got his name from. But he's definitely old, so he's also at the top of the list. He'd be a really good one to take out, and obviously I'd be super excited. It'd be an awesome deer for me to take. So
this year in Ohio, we kind of switched the game plan up where we don't have the food plots and we don't have the capability of making food plots because of the long drive down there. So what we did was we decided to fix all the fences and create funnels through the property. And they were using about 6 different paths through the one spot to get out of the bean field. And we went through and we cleaned it all up. We tacked it all up how it originally was, and then just used one of their main trails that had a good tree in it with a good wind. And we hung a tree stand there, and that's their only funnel hopefully, that they'll be using.
Well, Alex is getting ready not only for the upcoming deer season, but he's going to be leaving to go elk hunting in just a few weeks. So he's been really working on that, trying to get in shape. We've been biking and walking up the ski hill with the backpack, and really just trying to get as much workout in as possible to get ready for that.
Yeah, it's not something that you want to go out there not in shape for. So it's definitely, it was a test last year. I'm excited to go out again this year, and we're not going to be picky because the meat was delicious last year, and we're going to be going to put meat in the freezer again this year. So the first cow that walks by, I'm going to try and fill my tag.
Hi guys, Richie Music here in Northern Illinois. Just want to touch base and give everybody an update as to our 2013 hit list. As of the last card pull, we've got 4 known shooter bucks on our new lease in Northwest Illinois. First up to bat is a big wide 8-pointer. He's about 23-24 inches wide inside, and we've named him Double Wide. We've got a lot of videos of him on the stealth cams coming and going, so we know he's still on the property. He's hanging out there. And second is a buck we call Rockstar. He's got some short G2s that rock backwards on his head, so inevitably we've named him Rockstar. And third is a buck we call Heavy Hitter. He's a big, massive 8-pointer. He's got long beams and tall tines. And last but not least is one we actually just got on stealth cam. We got him in full HD video with audio, coming by in a light drizzle. Lighting was real low, but we still picked him up. We're able to make him out. He is an unbelievable 10-pointer. We've named this deer Bodacious just because he's out of this world. He's a #1 deer on my hit list for the 2013 season. All of the prepping is just about done here. We've got some fine-tuning to do with our Matthews bows. We got our Hunting and Wildlife Institute seed in the ground. Luckily, Todd was gracious enough to come out with his tractor. He had a no-till drill and helped us put our food plots in. We've got our turnips in and praying for a little bit of rain, and hopefully it'll get here before we know it. Everything else is in place, just got to wait for October 1st to roll around. I can't tell you how excited I am to get back in the tree here in Northern Illinois and see how this fall progresses. Very, very excited to be on this new piece of property, and I just can't wait. So stick around, check it out. Bowhunt or Die 2013 season coming at you.
Hey guys, sorry you haven't seen much of me all summer long. I've been pretty busy with baseball and everything. But earlier this spring we went turkey hunting with Trevor, and my dad and sister both got some pretty nice times with their gun, but I unfortunately wasn't able to get anything because I brought my bow with. Made it a little bit harder, but I had an opportunity to shoot some jakes, but I just passed them up. Just wasn't feeling it, wanted something bigger. Now we could focus on hunting season. It's August 6th, so we got a little more time to focus on it and get ready, get some cameras set out to the new property that we have that Richie and Justin are also hunting with, along with some other guys. Now I'm ready to get some stealth cams hung up and get some pictures of some bucks, and I'm just ready for hunting season. Bowhunt or Die.
Well, guys, there you have it. That's a bunch of the bucks that our team's going to be chasing this fall. Now, Todd, one thing I think everybody can take away from watching this segment is there's a couple guys in there that don't really have a lot of big bucks on their hit lists. So I remember sitting on the other side of this, before we were doing a show, being that guy who was watching all the TV shows and seeing all these big bucks and thinking, what am I doing wrong? I'm not getting these pictures, or whatever the case may be.
More trail cameras is what I always tell them.
Yeah, just buy more trail cameras from bowhunting.com. But, in all seriousness, these deer, once that velvet comes off, their range is going to change like crazy. Not all deer. Some of them will stay in the same spot, but some of them may move a mile and a half. So we've said it before, if you're not getting trail camera pictures right now, don't be discouraged, because it's only a matter of time, before they show up.
Right. And with that being said, you know what? Let's talk about food plots next. I mean, we have been plagued with the drought again for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Actually 5 weeks in some areas with some of the people I've been talking to. And finally, actually today, we had a band of rain come through, at least our area.
Yeah, thankfully, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, we got some pretty decent rainfall. But, you know, this is really my first year really planting food plots. You know, Todd was nice enough to come out and plant some plots for us, and son of a gun if we get 0 rain after the plots got planted. So I felt like the meteorologist glued to the radar waiting for some rain to come through. But
I don't think I'm going to plant food plots for Justin anymore. Every day I come into work, you know, I'm like, Justin, what are you doing? He's checking the weather. Every time I see him, he's checking the weather. But
yeah, I've never checked the weather so much in my life. Thankfully, we got some rain, so hopefully, you know, those brassicas we planted, we put in Heartland Wildlife Buckbuster brassicas is what we put in. So hopefully, cross our fingers, that rain was enough to get those out of the ground and hopefully lure some deer in for the late season. Well, with that being said, we want to take a couple seconds to thank the people who sent in their trophy photos for this week's show.
Jared Labus,
Michael Pagorsh,
Stuart Parker,
and Dennis Turi. Hey, congratulations, everybody. Those are some great trophies. Now remember, if you want to see your photo right here in an episode of Bowhunt or Die, all you've got to do is log on to the homepage of bowhunting.com, click on the Submit Your Trophy button in the upper right-hand corner, and you may see yourself in the very next episode. Well, Todd, that's all we've got for this show. Yep. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. We've got the conclusion of our hit list, and we've also got an awesome antelope hunt early season from Tyler Rector out in Wyoming. So be sure to check in 2 weeks right here on Bowhunt or Die. We've got some great bow hunting action for you.
In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook. Well, it's the middle of August. It's the time that we've been waiting for. More big bucks. More big bucks. Man, I just had so many bad thoughts last night. I just could not sleep.
You need a nightlight? A glass of warm milk before you go to bed?
It's just tough night, man.
Chippewa County, Wisconsin.
Hey guys, you haven't been seeing much of. This is gonna take forever.